Think about who's moderating this debate. This should be Tucker Carlson, Joe Rogan, and Elon Musk. We'd have 10 times the viewership, asking questions that GOP primary voters actually care about and bringing more people into our party. Do you think the Democrats, and we've got Kristen Welker here, do you think the Democrats would actually hire Greg Gutfeld to host a Democratic debate? They wouldn't do it.
Vivek Ramaswamy, he is rising up in the polls. He's saying a lot of things that make sense. And in this case, he's talking about having a Republican debate on social media, particularly on X, formerly known as Twitter, or really any kind of form in which I would say would not be mediated by, let's say, cronies from the establishment media or old dinosaur media such as CNN, CNBC, Fox News. And the thing is, with a lot of these old media platforms, they have commercial breaks, they have to condense everything down. And I think Ramaswamy, what he wants is he wants a long form of debate because they're just speaking in sound bites, right? And the worst thing about a politician is when they speak in little sound bites and they sound like a puppet and they sound like they've been rehearsing these lines over and over again. It's not very in the moment. It's not really giving you an honest idea or look into the candidate's policies, way that you think they're going to be doing things once they take office, because they can say all they want, but once they get elected, they could potentially be doing something totally different. And that seems to be what it is in most cases, right? We had Obama. He was kind of running more of a left moderate campaign, and then when he took office, he was completely more to the left and surprised a lot of people, including me.
But actually, I am cutting more than I'm spending, so that it will be a net spending cut. The key is whether or not we've got priorities that are working for you as opposed to those who've been dictating the policy in Washington lately, and that's mostly lobbyists and special interests. We've got to put an end to that.
But Ramaswamy, I think he has a good point here, and you can see him all over social media. He's interviewing with Musk, and he even has his own podcast or YouTube channel in which he interviews other people in long form. And I think for someone like Ramaswamy, who's really deep into these subjects and issues, and he's very substantive with what he says, this is going to be important for DeSantis, for all the other candidates, including Nikki Haley, because Nikki Haley, she just gives sound bites on these debates, and they don't really tell you the whole story. So all these debates so far are kind of lackluster. Of course, Vivek goes in there and gives his jab and gets a few gotcha moments in which he says, okay, Nikki Haley, you are a war hawk, this and that, stop being a hypocrite, and the head of the Republican Party, stop being a hypocrite, and we should get you fired. I mean, stuff like that is great, right? But I think he's right in there being a longer platform, something that's going to be more substantive and going to speak true to the American people and give them more ideas. Just like Ron Paul back in 2008 and 2012 in those elections, I thought it was very important for him to get the information out there of libertarianism and more right-leaning ideas. And really the only way that was able to happen was something like social media, YouTube. A lot of the Tea Party movement, a lot of what's going on in the Republican Party is due to social media. So think about that. If you're watching this channel or you're watching other things, and Jordan Peterson, let's say people that are speaking to whatever philosophy that you are akin to, it doesn't even have to be political. It's very important to have long-form discussions so people can think for themselves, to be not thinking about left versus right, Republican versus Democrat. You want to be thinking sense versus things that don't make any sense at all. So people need to have more critical thinking, and the way that have this done is to have things in more long form, and that's what people are craving. People want long form conversations. They don't want all this nonsense of everything being cookie cutter and presented and pushed in their face. So what do you think? You think this is a good idea with Vivek Ramaswamy is talking about? Be sure to comment below and also like and subscribe for more content to come.